1 week after the attacks, one thing is clear. The Sri Lankan government made serious lapses. The Sri Lankan agencies made serious lapses. This is something that could have been avoided, at least in part, if not completely. But the response from this country has come in two parts. One is the response of the people and the security agencies, and the second is the response of the government. In our next report, we take a look at how the Sri Lanka story can be understood in India. What lessons can India draw from what Sri Lanka has gone through?
These pictures are from the 27th of April. The police carrying out a raid in eastern Sri Lanka. This home was suspected to be a terror safe house. After an intense gun battle and a fiery explosion, the police managed to rescue a young girl and a woman. It began with a vow from this man. The president of Sri Lanka has vowed to secure his country after his government failed to prevent terror attacks.
මහා ඛේදවාචකයක් අපි බලාපොරොත්තු නොවිච්ච මේ සියල්ලත් එක්ක අපිට හැකියාවක් තිබෙනවා මේ සම්පූර්ණ මර්ධනය කරන්න.
They are walking the talk. The security establishment has launched a tough crackdown. Multiple raids and arrests have been done in the last week. Their brief is clear: eliminate the terrorists, whatever it takes. After the deadly lapse that led to the blasts, the agencies have acted with clinical precision. A national emergency was declared, nighttime curfew was clamped across the island. Social media platforms like WhatsApp were blocked. Churches were shut. Muslims were told to not go to mosques for Friday prayers. Burqa and face veils were banned. The measures sound extraordinary in an age where the slightest of curbs invite protests in the name of freedom and human rights. But Sri Lanka did not hesitate to do what had to be done. And more importantly, the citizens are cooperating. There is no hue and cry over Islamophobia and breach of religious rights, neither in the press nor in the public. The effectiveness of the Sri Lankan response may be arguable. The boldness isn't. And this response has a key lesson for India, a close neighbor and a country dealing with terror. Contrast the Easter blasts with the terror attack in Pulwama. While in Sri Lanka, the family of one of the attackers had been arrested, in India, the family of the Pulwama bomber was interviewed by the press and they were found justifying the attacks. Grilling them for the crime of the perpetrator was out of question. In Sri Lanka, security agencies have blocked access to some public places. Frequent checks are on across the capital Colombo and places of worship have been shut down. But in India, when the government blocked the Srinagar-Jammu National Highway for security reasons, there was political protest. Sri Lanka has banned covering of faces. Heads of Muslim groups have backed the government's decision in the interest of national security. In India, such a move is unimaginable. It will be branded as anti-minority, a gross violation of religious freedom. From 26/11 to Pulwama, India's tryst with terror attacks has been bloody. But the lessons the society has learned seem few and far between. The 26/11 attack was beamed live across television channels. Investigators believe that the handlers of 26/11 terrorists were monitoring the Indian media in Pakistan. The live coverage allowed them to dictate the movement of terrorists. The New Zealand shootings were live streamed on Facebook. During the Pulwama attack, Jaish-e-Mohammed used the digital medium to spread images of the suicide bomber. Sri Lanka took no such chances. It blocked social media websites to curb the spread of fake news and propaganda. There is no candlelight vigil against high-handedness, no headlines screaming intolerance. Sri Lanka is putting national security above everything else. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.